What is up? What is going on? I'm trying to figure out the stream too, guys. Let me see. Then we'll do this. All right, what is up? There are two. Yep. I've seen other guys do it. I'm just trying it out. It is a vertical if you guys are watching on like your phone. I don't know if it reaches more people that way. Maybe some new people will come in. And the normal one is the landscape one if you're watching like on a TV or something like that. So I also have this going on over on YouTube, and we'll see how it goes. What is up? What is up? Freon, Jason Johnson, Mike, Josh, what is up? Bloop. What's everybody up to? Make sure everything is working. There's so many things going on at once. Emo looking kid, what is up? All right, let me figure this out. All right, hold up. Let me, a Chevy, huh? So you saw my video from yesterday. Let me try and fix some of these comments on this side. Nope. All right, we'll do that. Yeah, so picked up a nice truck a week and a half ago or 2 weeks ago. Took a while to get the wrap started. Hopefully I get that back tomorrow. And then I can put everything back on that truck because I had initially did the layout for it with a bunch of pack outs. I think it did pretty well, but I haven't worked out of it fully decked out yet. So I did have to run some calls in the truck to work on a couple of reach-ins. So I just took a few things, and then I had to work on some AC units, but I needed my ladder, so that was on the van. Haven't figured out the van or the ladder thing yet. I do have a couple of ideas for that, to be able to carry like a smaller extension ladder. That way I can still make it up normal rooftops, because I don't think, especially right now going into summer, I don't think I can take much of a backseat. So I'm still going to be doing calls. We got some work at the mall. I can't really not have a ladder. So I'm going to do maybe a little bit less, because I wouldn't carry like a 30-foot. I would carry something like a 24 foot, just to get on like the smaller buildings that we have. All right. Let's see. What is up? Roll. One man HVAC. We got Halls here too. I gotta figure this out. Okay, I'll just leave comments on the screen until I get to the next one. Nice truck. Somebody had asked, where was it? So I got a Chevy Silverado LD. It's a smaller cab, but a bigger bed. I believe the bed is like 6.5 feet, something like that. So that gives me a little bit less room in the back seat. That's all it does. It's still a 4-door. I don't have as much room in the back seat, but I don't want to put too much in the cabin. So I've seen a lot of guys that put the whole back seat as like pack out drawers, a whole bunch of other systems, but I don't really want to do that. So I'm trying to utilize the bed as much as I can. And then, like I said, we're going to do a ladder rack. We'll do that. And then I might carry a couple of pack outs in the back seat that maybe take up only half of the section and then my tool bag, and I'm going to leave the passenger open because I have kids. I pick up my kids sometimes, so I don't want that. I don't want to be overwhelmed with stuff just in the truck. So we have the truck bed cover, we have the pack outs. I've already managed to fit 70 to 80%. There's a lot of crap that I probably didn't need, so I'm going to put that in storage. I carried a whole bunch of stuff in that van, and I think I even carried more in the van before that. So just downsizing as we go, figuring out what we need and trying to work more efficiently so that I don't have so I'm not carrying too much. Over on Instagram, Cortland, I'm a chiller tech working for Dakin, but I'm going back to residential. Too much politics, no room for growth at Daikin. I don't know if Jason has any opinion on that. Also a chiller tech, I would assume. The bed is enclosed. I have a hard top with a hard roll top with doors on the back. My dad has a camper style, and then we have another tech that has also a bed cover, but the one that like you lift up and it just stays open. I forgot what those are called, but he likes it, but he doesn't carry, I don't think, as much as I do because I carry a ton of stuff. I was looking into telescoping ladders and folding ladders. I just don't know. They seem very they would still take up a whole bunch of space in the truck bed because I think even closed they're going to be a lot bigger than what I would want. Oh, the Instagram. I just saw that. I can pull up the Instagram comments. Refrigeration seems dope though. Salute to you. So he was saying that I can pull it up on screen. Chiller tech working for Daikin, going back to residential because of politics. Unfortunately, and we'll probably get into more of this on HVAC nights over on Thursday night. There's a lot going on right now. I don't know about politics in, manufacturing like Daikin and all that, but there's a lot of moving parts right now with private equity, places shutting down or getting bought out. So it's a very weird time right now to be, I don't know, like jumping around and trying to figure out what to do because there is a lot of that stuff going on. But yeah, refrigeration, I would think to me is I don't think one is better than the other. I prefer doing refrigeration. I prefer working on walk-in boxes. I don't mind doing ice machines. Now the maintenance is a whole other thing, but walk-ins, reach-ins, you get to see hospitals and restaurants and fast foods, and right now we're doing malls, so that's kind of cool. And that is something that is all year round. I don't have really a season. We're busy all year round. So refrigeration to me is something to get into if you want a little more of a diverse, more things to work on. But you got to find a good company, regardless if you do industrial, commercial, residential. It's about having that company that can train you, not hold you back, not gatekeep, not treat you like shit. Like that's the harder part, right? It's not actually doing the job, because the job is, you can go from one to the other. It's all the same refrigeration cycle, same, things to look for and all that. So that's a whole other thing, but you can do it. It's just, you got to look for the right company. Let's see. More to it if you're going back to residentials, says Jason. Uh, Okay, let's see. Let me go back a little bit. I use a fully wrapped Toyota Tacoma with a 5-foot bed. That's making it work. Initially I had liked using my Tundra, but I don't want to beat up my Tundra. We actually use it quite a bit now here with the kids, so decided to go get an actual work truck. If would have been 6.5, my dad would have. What about a weekend rack that goes in the post? That's what I'm looking for, but I mean, I haven't looked super hard. If you're talking about the stakes or the post style, that's what I'm looking for. I can only find it in a full vehicle length, more expensive rack, which I mean, at the end of the day, it's not super expensive. It's like $600. So I'll just probably get that. It's going to take up the whole thing. So I might be able to put 2 ladders if I really need to, which would be like a 20 to 24 foot. And then also putting like an 8-foot ladder, because there's going to be a couple of jobs right now that require a taller ladder to get up into drop ceilings. So like that mall job that we just got, we were there to do like an assessment, do the first round of maintenance, which is a lot of these facility maintenance companies, these third-party companies that are coming to us and asking us to do maintenance at their whatever client they got, right? Because they've inquired for like Wingstop, Sprouts, there's a few others, and then these were like 2 at the mall. When they tell me maintenance, I'm like, okay, we're gonna take the whole thing apart, we're gonna clean it out, we're gonna take all day, we're gonna do this and that, and then I see what they want, and it's just like temperature checks, visual checks, any repairs needed, jot it down. So it's not a big deal. And that's what we did this last time. We were just doing like an inspection. So when I went out there and a buddy of mine installed these walk-ins and he was laughing, he's like, good luck. He's like, I fought for them to be installed on the roof, which I went up there and I'm like, I don't see any walk-in equipment because we were looking at the ACs. And then he's like, yeah, no, they're in the drop ceiling, and that drop ceiling is kind of high. You need an 8-foot ladder just to climb over the walk-in. And he's like, you have beams and all this other crap in there. So he's like, they're not meant to be in there, but they made us install them there, and good luck. So that's what I'm going to need like an 8-foot for. And there's a few other jobs that we need it for. So that might be the rack that I go with, is like to carry these 2 ladders, and then I can take it off. Easy to take on, easy to take off. Yeah, I never thought I would be in a truck. It's not. I'm in a completely different position because I am half owner. I am running the HVAC side of it, so I can't be in the field as much as I want to. So my dad ended up pushing me to do it already, to get the truck, because he wants me to do more stuff. Like today, I was backed up on paperwork. I thought about the deck thing, but like I'm gonna see how it goes right now, because the only thing with that is I would probably fill it up, and you gotta extend that drawer out to get everything right. So like in a Walmart parking lot or in a fast food parking lot where I'm up against some other vehicles, there's a couple of locations where like the closest and most reasonable parking is by the drive-through. So if I'm there, I don't want to get hit or run over when I'm trying to get a part out of the deck system. And then there's another one that is like super narrow, that van that I have, the Transit with the extended side mirrors, barely fits. I have to bring in my mirrors just to squeeze out. And if it's busy, forget it. So like if I'm there trying to get parts and there's a ton of cars trying to pass through, and I don't know, it becomes a whole thing. So I thought about it, but realistically, I can't pull those drawers out that far. And the same thing for the other style, because my dad wants, I think he has it on his van, and I've seen other guys do it, like Quality HVAC, where they have those drawers. I think Chris Stevens also has it. When you open the side door and you have that, I think it's an Adrian steel long ass drawer that where they keep all their capacitors and all that. I can't do that because I'm typically in a parking lot up against somebody. So those longer drawers I would love to use, but if I did residential, they'd be perfect. But if I'm always going to be like in a tight parking lot, I can't really use them. So for now, it's like I said, the truck bed, a bunch of Milwaukee drawer pack outs. We have a bed cover that I can just open when I'm going to start a job. I can reach and get most things out of it, and that should work out. The only thing that didn't work out was the damn refrigerant tanks I bought, and they weren't cheap. I bought a few of the Weather Guard single cylinder holders. They don't really fit most cylinders. They are like the tolerance, like it's super snug. So if there's any like bad weld on it or anything bumpy on it, it gets stuck. So I'm not going to be able to use them. I thought they were going to be really cool, but they weren't. I couldn't use them. What is up, Everett? Let me see if I can find your comment. Video quality on point. It's a well, I'm sure you have something, or you spend money on your stuff too. I have a $2,000 camera that's streaming this live stream. Need to make what fit? The freaking there's a few things that I thought about, and I measured everything like twice and kept trying to make sure I got everything in there. But the ladders were the trickiest thing. I thought I could do the telescoping, but I was like, nah, it's not gonna work out. Let me see. How have you been liking the Ray-Ban Metas Gen 2? They've been great. If you watch for anybody that maybe didn't get through it, yesterday's video was like 40 minutes because I crammed a little bit of like an explanation. I wanted to show like picking up the truck, kind of the ideas that I had for it, and trying to get more into the vlog style of like, hey, I got to go do this, because I literally feel like I never have time. I do have time to myself. Like I make time, in the evenings and all that kind of stuff, but I'm always doing something, right? Like I'm always running to get parts, going to help the guys out, going to talk to customers, following up with some calls, make sure the customers are happy, going to Home Depot, going to the supply house, talking to talking to manufacturers and different things like that. And then like I got the truck and I was like, okay, I need floor mats. I need to go get stuff from the mailbox. I need to go like that. That was the kind of stuff that I was doing in that video. And I want to get into a little bit more of that, because like, doing the repairs is one thing, which I do have repair videos. I'm still working, all that kind of stuff. People are asking me a lot for reviews and my thoughts on this and that, which I'll get to the comments in a bit, because some people are asking me about some of those reviews or some things that I bought. A lot of companies want, videos on their stuff. So the repair videos are still there. I'm trying to vlog more, take the camera with me a little bit more. And then, like I said, show you kind of like the in-between stuff. Like there was another video I did, but I ended up scrapping it, where we were quoting, we were going to scope out the location, and then I went to go pull permits, and then we had some issues with I think I mentioned it though. I didn't show the video, but we went to go pull permits, and I was trying to record some of that process. And when I went to go pull the permit, they told me, well, that customer has not kept up with their permits, like their building permits from like COVID. So then they ended up getting somebody else to just do it on the weekend. No eyes, no inspectors on site, no inspectors working. So they had somebody else install that equipment, and I didn't end up doing the install, so I kind of scrapped the video. But like, I want to do more of that stuff, right? You got to pull permits, you got to talk to customers, you got to get quotes, you got to get stuff approved, you got to go back and forth, on-site walkthroughs, and then you get the approval, you get everything ready. So I might do more of that soon. But I should have still done it, because then I went to go look at what he installed, and just wasn't like it works. It's fine. Customer doesn't go on the roof, they don't see anything unless I show them pictures. But yeah, it was done a little bit sloppy, and we see a lot of weird things, you know. No, I'm not gonna stop. I mentioned on my Instagram, I'm just backed up on videos. So like right now I have a ton of stuff laying around. I got a lot of stuff laying around to review. Like I did the field piece one finally. The NAVAC one is my next video for the new flex gauges. I have their probe set, which I also need to give away a set. So like I need to get all that out of the way, or try to keep up with that kind of stuff. And then I have what I'm trying to post, but it probably won't be till after the next video, is like R290 repairs, right? So I have some now that I'm doing that are R290, because that is all I see now. So I'm working on that more, and that's not going to stop. It's just, and then summer's coming. There's going to be a whole bunch of videos. If he's still in here, let him know. Jake did it for a couple weeks, and then he hasn't done it since. Permits. That's what I like about doing. I like for like installs, no permit needed. Um, yeah, any job that we do, and we do a lot of like for like. We do a lot of changeovers to other brands, curb adapters, everything. But everything that we do, we go with a permit, because I don't want to get in trouble for anything, right? So yeah, we pull permits for everything. The whole thing is they always ask, can you go install it on the weekend? Can you go install it on the weekend so we don't have to pay for that? And I'm like, yeah, no. How long? As far as this live, I just started it. I usually do like an hour, or oh, how long have I been doing HVAC? I try to do it for an hour, or when I catch up with the questions. How long have I been doing HVAC? I'm going on 20 years. I don't know if that's believable, not believable, but I started back in 2007. So I graduated high school 2006. 2007, I started going to college, because I took a year off, or like a semester off. And then trying to figure out what to do, got into electrical engineering, but like you still need to take your basics first, right? So I got all my English and math going, got that out of the way. During my second semester, I tore my ACL, I think, and I had just started working for my dad, like as a helper for doing his logos and helping him advertise and business cards. That's kind of how I started in the trade technically. But then I became like a helper, a parts runner for the hot side. I wasn't doing, or I didn't know what to do HVAC. That came a little bit later, when my parents kind of were thinking about it, because they're like, we don't want to compete with somebody else that they call to come and do the walk-in, or the reach and coolers, or the AC, right? So I was like, all right, cool. Switched my major over to HVAC, went to a different school, and finished my education. And then I went to go work with my dad. So I did have to wait a few years to get my contractor's license just to get all that squared away, meet the requirements. And I got my license like when I was like 25. So I kind of just, I was like, let me get it out of the way, right? I had started around 1920, got my license around 25, and then just went full force. I was doing a little bit of work prior to getting my license, trying to get everything in place because we started getting really busy. Just my dad picking up work for his stuff, and then it's like I got to do the refrigeration stuff. So like he picked up school districts and a few other things where I had to kind of figure it out on the fly. So uh, I learned from a few guys, which funny enough, I think Eddie was the one that mentioned on my YouTube video from yesterday. Oh, Adrian's calling out the ops over there, and I made a joke about it because there's a guy there that I know that was working next at a restaurant next to where I was, and I actually know them. I learned from those guys. There's a guy and his cousin that opened up a business. One of them used to work for us or with us doing the refrigeration stuff, and then that's who I learned from as far as like little tips and tricks, things that help me out, when I get stuck, what refrigerants work in place of other refrigerants and stuff like that, kind of thinking like that to get a customer by. And that helped a lot as far as like realistic tips, realistic repairs, realistic expectations. Not everything's going to go perfect. Those are the guys that I learned from. So yeah, going on like 19, almost 20 years collectively. And that's how long our business has been in business. That's how long my dad has had it open, and started out as an HVAC. Started out as a hot side only because that's why it's called Reliable Kitchen Services. And then I brought in the HVAC. So I always have to make sure that any advertising that we do, like right now, I'm trying to actually make some business cards, says what we do. And it's like, we do heating and cooling, but we also do kitchen repairs. We might be here a while. I keep getting this chat blowing up. Yeah, make sure you drop a like. I know I don't do these every week, but I try to do them as often as I can. Hang out, answer questions. It's always fun. What is up, Eamon HVAC? I think it's Fix It HVAC, right? Over on Instagram. Oh, the Stealth Network. What is up? Yellow Pages just joined the live over on Instagram. I didn't know they were still around. No offense. This is a funny question. Do you ever get noticed over at the supply houses? I'll get to your question right now, Austin. Do you ever get noticed at supply houses? Yes. Not me in particular super often. So I've been noticed a few times, and it's just like, hey, what's up? That they watch the YouTube videos, all that kind of stuff. If anybody ever sees me, just say what's up. I'm usually busy, but I'll try to to make a little talk with you. And I usually just, ask what's going on at work and that kind of stuff. And I don't mind talking at the supply house. I used to always try to, but everybody's like super grumpy and competitive. So I never did. But if you see me, you can always say what's up. Who gets stopped more are my technicians and my dad. So my dad has been stopped a bunch of times, and he is like always super confused, more so in the beginning. And he's like, these people say they know you or they watch you, or he gets it all the time where they're like that that he has a good kid and just saying nice things, and he feels good about that. But he gets stopped a lot and he's always confused. And then one of our technicians, who's a relative, has his beard grown out now, but we look different if you put us side by side. But people always think that it's me, I guess, because they still think that it's just me and my dad. We do have 7 vans out right now, with an 8th one coming. So there's quite a bit of a crew now, and I want everybody to kind of see that we're wrapping all the vehicles right now. But yeah, he gets mistaken for me a lot, or they go up to him thinking it's me, and they're like, there was one in particular that told him, I was so nervous to come over and talk to you and ask you for a picture, and then for you not to even be him. And then he was like, I'm sorry to disappoint you. So that's always a funny story. There's a lot of people that do watch my channel that are local to me, and I think that's really cool. And I encourage more people to be on social media and kind of help, or not help, but like interact with everybody. And if you want to post something to help others, that's always good. The one guy that I haven't run into is YouTube channel of the year runner up HVAC Tech Tapes. So he says he works at the mall too. So I was like, it'd be pretty funny if we actually run into each other on a service call there. So we'll see how it goes. But and he even said that he works here and he barely saw our vans, and it must have been either at the hospital or at the hotel that we work at. And there was like, he sent me a picture. It was like two of our vans, but it wasn't me. He's like, bro, I've actually never run into you guys until today. And he's been working here for a while too. Well, like it's like good and bad, because the companies also know me and I have a bad rep, or I might be blacklisted with a couple of them. I know I need to post more with them. That's cool, man. I'm trying to get up to 10, including me and my dad, right? So like maybe take my dad out a little bit and have 10 guys, including myself, working, and see how that goes. Yeah, you got that right. The last one he went to a couple weeks ago, it was like some demos going on. I want to say it was Navac, and they're like, "Oh yeah, we know you. We know you guys. We know your son." And I don't know if that was a good thing or a bad thing. I don't know the tone of it. And then a couple months ago, our senior tech went with the one of the new guys, and I think Heatcraft was doing a training. Now I like Heatcraft, and I talked to some of the guys there, and I've had good luck with their tech support. He was trying to ask a question, and they kind of cut him off and gave him I think they gave him a controller. They gave him something for free to kind of shut him up and keep him moving, or that's what he felt like. And he's like, we know who you guys are, reliable. We know who you guys are. And he just got kind of gave him a look. So I don't know who that was that he talked to. So sometimes I do get in trouble with some of these things that I say, I guess, but it's just funny. I like Heatcraft. I prefer it over other systems that I've installed or had to work on. So no harm here. It's all cool. We are trying to triple our size, but it's hard to find qualified people, especially doing what you do, industrial. No, this is all stuff that I'm working on from this year to next year, which is why the truck, right? Like I'm not going to be doing as many of the calls, and if I can help technicians like over the phone, or I can just stop by in case maybe they get stuck or they're doing an install, compressor change out, whatever it is, that is more so where they would need my help. I don't need to walk them through like checking thermostats or checking like little things here and there. Maybe they find a leak, schedule a repair. They can do that kind of stuff, or any of the any of the simple electric repairs, anything like that, like they're fine. They've been trained somewhat. We have a senior tech who I kind of want in that position of sort of like a trainer that kind of soft launches them or prepares them for customers and dealing with them and just working at some of these places. Like I want him to help a little bit. So I'm trying to do that myself. It's just I get tied up on the computer, on the phone with customers, on the phone with potential new customers. Like I get tied up here and there. So I want to get a shop at some point so that we can have inventory. Because right now it's kind of like get what you need from the supply house. I kind of give them a list of like some stuff that they should be carrying at all times. And we've talked about it because they've also have voiced, like, at least on the hot side, that if they had certain inventory, they can close more tickets, because sometimes a customer in commercial will offer to buy the parts if we don't have them. They're like, oh, you don't have them? We'll just order them and you come in and install them. So I do want to be better about inventory. I would need help on the hot side. So, you know, our senior tech, my dad might have to tell me what they need so that we can close more tickets. And that's always a big thing. That's a big thing for inventory. If you can keep your van nicely stocked, whether it's refrigeration, AC, hot food, whatever it is, you're going to close more tickets because you can offer it on the spot. So that's where we want to improve. And then also just have a place where they can kind of, I want to have a bigger inventory in general too. Like they just, instead of going to the supply house, whatever they depleted from their van, they can stop by and get what they need. I also get a lot of tools. So like I've been providing them with some of the, some of the Hillmore stuff. I have some NAVAC gauges that I gave them. And every now and then they might have an issue with it. They can come by and swap it out. So there's things that I want. That's just the new role that I have, because before I was like, I gotta run this call. I gotta do this call. I gotta do this change out. I gotta do this compressor. I gotta do this AC call that came in. I gotta do everything. So I never had time to focus on certain things. And that's what we're trying to change. Let me see. I was going to get to Austin right now. Are you against your employees having a YouTube channel? I am not. I just don't want them to get themselves in trouble so I would want them to tell me so I can kind of coach them as far as don't badmouth the customer. Don't rip off a customer. Don't badmouth the customer. Don't do anything on camera that can hurt you. And say like anything that can hurt us. Talking about I might rant every now and then, but I don't want my employees talking bad about, like I said, a customer or another company or anything like that. So it's just more of like, watch what you say, because it's on the internet forever. And if you're going to be on video, because I do have to go back for callback sometimes, I do have to go back for certain things that weren't done right, or we make them go back. Like, I mean, they're new. I'm not holding it against them. It's growing pains. They're learning. But if you're going to put that on video, you got to be self-aware that you're going to get those comments. Like for me, it's nothing, because we always have good communication. So if they do mess up, if they do get stuck, if there is a callback, we handle it. We let them know. We talk it out. Like that's going to happen. You put it on video, that's for the internet to see, and they're going to let you know about it. Let's see. Love the podcast. Appreciate you, Ant. You need to get on very soon before summer gets crazy. Where was this comment that I was looking for? Austin from over on Instagram. I don't know if he's still here. Starting my first HVAC install job tomorrow. Nervous as hell. Any recommendations? So if anybody in the chat wants to kind of chime in, just breathe. Make sure you get rest, sleep. You're ready early. Get there early, if I forgot who I talked to. If you're on time, you're late, and if you're early, you're on time. Do those little things like that. Soak everything up. I don't want to say be a yes man, but you do have to be willing to do a lot when you start. Good impression, all that kind of stuff. And I mean, you have the internet at your fingertips. So anything that you don't know, you can ask a question on site. You don't know, jot it down or just remember to look it up later. That way you kind of know for next time, because the more that you know from job to job, they're going to notice, and that goes a long way, right? Like if I tell my guys how to check superheat, which this did happen. I was telling him how I check a walk-in, right? I was telling my guy, here, check the superheat, check a few things here, check your amperage, like these little checks that we do just to make sure that everything's in range and that it's going to work. And I can't tell you how many times I've gone behind guys, other companies that don't do these little things, and it's a very simple fix. So I always tell him, do that. Check your vents. Use a thermal imager. I give everybody a thermal imager. Use these tools and check all your temperatures and everything to better understand, what you're looking at. So then there was another job that I went to where they were having a little bit of issues, but it was like a thermostat issue. And he had already hooked up and was checking superheat. I'm like, okay, cool. I told him to do it on a previous job, and now he's doing it. We did get him a probe set, and now he's doing it. And I think he was doing it with he had like S-bands before. And I was impressed that he did it on the next job, right? So little things like that, right? Always be better from job to job and just continue to learn, and don't sweat it. Like, we all start somewhere. I didn't know what the hell I was doing when I started. You live and you learn. Let's see. Don't eat anything that's going to make you have to shit. Wise words from Freon. I have gone into the long sleeves now. I try to get them polyester. I told all my guys, just take the long sleeves. You'll use them eventually. A lot of water. Make sure you have a mask. I don't do installs like AIREX or anything, so just take care of your body. If you need knee pads, if you need a kneeling pad, whatever you can to make your job more efficient, but like easier on yourself. That's always a good thing. I want to get this level of HVAC. Good stuff. Appreciate that. Just leave your jumper on RNC. You'll be there. Don't do that. Let's see. Yeah, study on your own time. Advancement will come along with the money. Nobody can take your skills from you. I've been trying to I told our guys that we hired, you'll get there. You'll eventually get there. I don't want to have to hold anybody's hand. I don't want to have to tell them how their work ethic should be. I don't want to force them to do anything. I will correct them. I will tell them I need somebody to step up. I will tell them little things here and there. My dad is way more blunt than I am. But you will eventually get there. If you show the initiative, if you learn more on your own time. And I heard this somewhere else. You don't, like, when you want a raise, you earn that raise, right? It's based on what you're doing or what you've done. It's not based on the promise of what you can do, right? I'm not going to pay a guy $35 an hour because in 5 years he's going to be the best tech that I have. I don't know that for sure. I'm sure he has the work ethic, but like, we pay you based on what you know and what you do. So just remember that. show that you can do more, volunteer for a lot of it. You see it once, hey, I want to try that next time. You see them brazing, hey, I want to try that next time. I want to do that. I want to put the TXV in. I want to put the controller in. I want to do whatever it is. And just be careful, be cautious, and you'll be fine. Yeah, performance. That's what I told them. And that's what I tell guys that have sent me like their resume and stuff. Just to let you know, we start you, like most of them were no experience. I was like, we start you here and we pay based on performance, right? If you do well quicker, you'll get paid quicker. You'll make more quicker. How to feel hydrated without feeling like shit and bloated. Everybody tells me to do the liquid IV. Stop drinking energy drinks. I got a coworker that calls in all the time, doesn't do anything to advance his knowledge during his free time, and then complains when he gets sent to or sent home. Yeah. So if you want to be complacent, you're going to stay exactly where you are. If you want to do more, if you want to earn more, you have to do more. There's no way around it. Some people think just because they've done 15 years, 10 years, whatever it is, that, yeah, I didn't see the rest of it. Just because you've been doing it 10, 15 years, that doesn't automatically give you like that bump in pay, right? Like it's what you're doing for the company. And some people are just good with that. Pepsi Zero all day. Some people are good at that. They'll do their job really well. And that's all I ask for our guys. Like, I don't need them invested in the company. I don't need them like going crazy for the company. Like, that's my job. I'm out there trying to make sure the customer's happy, trying to make sure everything's lined up, everything is working, and you know, like it's a well-oiled machine, right? Like everything is going well. That is none of the employee's concern, and that is fine. But I pay based on performance. Like, are you able to do calls on your own now? Are you able to do a compressor change out now? Are you able to do this or that? Diagnosing is one of my like most important things. Like, I would love to just be able to send any tech out that we have, and at least if it's a simple fix, fix it. If it needs to be scheduled, then let me know. That's the best thing that I can have right now. And that's what we're trying to build on, is like having good diagnosing habits, making sure they check everything. We have a guy that our guys understand that. They'll take their time. And that's what I do like. Do you enjoy refrigeration side? So I enjoy light commercial refrigeration the most. I only do AC work because I was asked to. So I prefer working on like walk-in boxes and reach-in coolers and freezers. Ice machines, it's like whatever. I'll work on them. They're fine. But I prefer doing refrigeration more than AC. AC has a whole other thing to it. You got to check your airflow. You got to check your ducts. You might have growth. You might have customers. I just don't want to pay for certain things. So that's a little bit different. And I just prefer, I feel more comfortable or happier doing coolers and freezers and sometimes some ice machines and stuff like that. And I feel like you see I feel like you see more variety, right? So I like learning new things. So that's always that's always ideal to me. Yeah, yeah, and it gets approved more often, right? Like I said, ACs, if there is, and I feel so bad, if there is an AC that is out in the kitchen, it could be like that forever because they won't want to put money into it. And I talk to the cooks. So one of the more important things is like when you're a technician or even an owner, whatever, you go talk to the guys that use, or you talk to everybody. You don't know anything of, you know, what they know or what they will be. I've had a lot of cooks that are like running restaurants now, right? Like they got their own restaurant, they made it to management, and if you treated them well, then they look for you, they give you work. So we always talk to the cooks, the people that actually use the equipment, so we can be like, hey, what is going on? What did it do? When did it start doing it? And just little questions to get an idea, and it helps cut down your diagnosing time, right? Also, so like, yeah, refrigeration, and typically with refrigeration, the repair can be done quickly. I used to do so many cap tubes, so many dryers, so many compressor changeouts, little compressors, accumulators, all of that stuff. I can do it really quick. Usually gets approved really quick because they need that equipment. Their food cannot spoil, but unfortunately in AC it can wait. So I've had plenty of kitchens that they just don't want to fix the AC because, you know, it's on their budget, and the cooks are like, we're sweating our asses off back here. And if I can do a quick fix, I'll try it out, right? If I can help them out, I will. But if it needs a compressor, if it needs something major, there's not much I can do. So, but I do like the variety on the refrigeration a little bit more so. I feel like ACs, you see one, you see them all. At least in my area, every area is different. But for the most part, wherever you're at, you're going to see the same AC equipment. You're going to see, or for me, it's like broken belts, blower motors, every now and then a compressor. It's usually just dirty. So my only issue is when they don't take care of their ducts or they weren't installed properly. That has more of an effect on an AC system because it could be the duct that wasn't done right, wasn't sized right. So many issues. They didn't do like a heat load calculation, any of that stuff. There's so many things that can go wrong on the AC side. I just get fed up with it. So I have a bunch right now, or a couple that are very persistent that they want a quick fix, but it's like, this wasn't designed the way it should have been. I'm able to put band-aids on it, but it's never going to be like as cold as you want it because we have to redo so much of it. Let's see. Appreciate everybody coming in on Instagram. Good and the bad with it. Let's see. If I want to start HVAC, should I apply for install or service? You probably get more opportunity on install. Service typically looks for people that already have experience, unless they're looking for apprentices. Then go for it. I just, from talking to so many people, I feel like everybody gets into it from install, but just what I've heard, I'm not 100% sure. And a lot of people start out there. Much more demand. I think you do some similar work. I think you even work on bigger stuff. Top Gun. Yeah, when you're on call. So the benefit with me, because I've seen like what's his name, Brent, over from Tool Pros. They've been trying to find people in their area, And I saw their little flyer, and it's like, yeah, you get, good pay, good hours, on call, rotation. And they also said you get tools because, he has sponsorships from everybody. And that's one of the benefits from, or in my company. And I think some of our guys understand that. We try really hard to minimize our overtime. I mean, if a customer really wants to pay for it, then yeah. Or if it's a freezer or a walk-in box that they only have one, or whatever it is, and the food can't go bad, right? Those are emergencies. AC, it depends on which AC it is. If they're losing business because customers are complaining, then that's going to be considered an emergency for the weekend or after hours. So we try to minimize it as much as we can. I don't want to burn out our guys, so we always try to tell them, or talk to the customers. And that's a benefit here, because I have talked with a couple of them that wanted a little bit more pay, and a little bit more pay. And I was telling them, you'll earn it, you'll get there, don't worry. Because they were looking at some other companies, and I was like, you can do whatever is best for you. Like, if you feel like, you and your family, you always put your family first and what you need out of a job. But if you go somewhere else, it might be a little bit rough, right? We are a small family business, which I think we'll get into more on nights, as far as like family businesses and all these bigger ones that are coming down here, buying up companies left and right. So we're still a small company. We're still family owned. We can control a lot of your schedule. So if you can't, if we don't want to work a lot on weekends, we got that covered. If you have to take time off, of course it's going to affect your pay and all that, but like you can take time off. Emergencies come up, doctor visits, your kids, something happens, like we understand that. You don't get that with a lot of companies, right? So that's our advantage there. And I used to work at IHOPs and Denny's, like doing refrigeration work. Those I don't miss. All night, we had a lot of Stripes, the convenience stores, and we dropped them because they only wanted us for the weekends and overnight. And I was like, I can't. So it's a big demand for sure. And I mean, you can do what you want with it. Did it take you a while to get acclimated to the on-call schedule when you started out? No, but I came up very different. I came up with my dad's business, so it was a little bit different, but I just enjoy what I do. I liked it. Every now and then, yes, you get burnt out, you get overwhelmed, and you need to take a step back, clear your head a little bit. But I just really liked working. So I enjoyed those weekends, late nights, because I was learning more on my own. But don't don't beat yourself up, or don't burn yourself out. Take what you can, take your time, breathe, take breaks, get out for a while. I value our trips, our family trips, so much right now. Just trying to get out and get away from work, even though I can't completely because I own a business. I'm on vacation, my phone is still ringing. That's a whole different story. And that's another benefit, right? The employees, I tell them, you don't have to be super invested. You clock out, you don't worry about anything. After 5, I'm still worrying about customers and calls and all that kind of stuff. So like, um, it's hard. There's no way around it. It gets difficult, but it gets easier. Yeah. Yeah. Private equity. is the worst thing that happened. Where is it? To our industry. Totally different subject. We will talk about this on Thursday for HVAC nights. I'm testing out this multi-stream thing. I'm gonna look at it. It's working, so I might do this on HVAC nights as well, where you can kind of follow us on. If you follow us on Instagram, it'll pop up there. But yeah, private equity. That's what we're gonna talk about, like buying up businesses. Some of the guys, actually, Jake and Halls, have bought or have experience with acquiring other companies. So I mean, they're doing it as a small business, but like I wanted to get into like the big businesses, the big firms that are doing it. I've seen it here. Somebody mentioned in one of my comments that there is a certain section over here that got bought out, and there was like 38 employees that had to be placed, given work, and they don't know if that's going to work out. So it's very very tough, not only for smaller businesses trying to keep up, but even the ones that they acquire. That's a whole process. And I know so many guys over on Instagram that I talk to that have had the company that they work for bought out, and then they're trying to figure out what to do. So it's happening left and right. Let's see. Yeah, that's true. Started 3 years ago, straight to service. Depends on how fast you can learn, ambitious you are. I was super ambitious. I just wanted to figure everything out, and I just did not want to look. I didn't want to look stupid in front of a customer. That was always my reason for looking up stuff. I just did not want to look stupid, did not want to be embarrassed, and that's what kind of drove me. Oh, I missed the Tito's comment. Are you watching the Spurs? Yeah. The Cavs are playing right now. Did they finish? I need to check the score. I don't know who. Damn, Cleveland is killing Detroit. Isn't Detroit number one in the East? Oklahoma and Spurs number one and number two. Who would have thunk, right? But I think, I mean, I know I'm in Texas. I think I'm going to be rooting for the Spurs. Let me see. All right, guys, I am going to go through the comments as best as I can. I know I missed so many. The chat has been crazy. I really appreciate everybody that watches. I want to try and do these on some sort of schedule so I can get to all these questions. Do you do? Yeah, we do, Mark. Do we do kitchen exhaust fans? I don't think I've seen a video from you on those. We do, but I don't typically do them myself. A lot of times they just replace them. It's either a broken belt, a bad motor, or they just end up buying a new one because they don't want to spend more money on it. So like there hasn't been too much to show on those. That would be more of like a vlog day if I show like a day of calls. Maybe like there's a call for that, then something else. Those are like simple calls that we have. We don't really do maintenance or anything else crazy like that on those. And we do not touch the hoods. Like we don't do anything else. We just take care of whatever's on the roof, which is the exhaust. And they're pretty simple. We do have, I don't think I even showed too much on makeup airs. We do those too. Let's see. Appreciate the super chat from Trillis, Texas. Been doing it 8 years. Should I go on my own? That everybody's different. I've seen some guys start way sooner, which I'm always surprised because I felt like I didn't know anything. Around the 7-8 year mark is when I felt comfortable. If you're, I was very different. I was very bad at business when I started. Now it's not that hard because me and my dad do not know much of the business side. So we're out there. We've been successful for almost 20 years now. So, we're doing something right. I do think you can do a lot when you go into business for yourself. Just make sure that your technical skills are there. You're comfortable. You don't have any issue going to any kind of equipment. When you start your own business, you're going to take what you can get. So I have a buddy right now that is starting his out here locally. We were gonna hire him. He had a fallout. He said, "Screw it, I'm gonna start my business." So before I even got to get back to him, he had already started. He's doing, and it brings me back to when I started. He's doing all the calls and all the places that I would normally now reject. But those are the businesses, and that's what fed us in the beginning, right? We had some big accounts that my dad had in his back pocket, but for the most part, you're doing these small restaurants, you're doing these local places, you're doing dirty whatever. I mean, if you have some networks in place, that's even better. If you can get into some stuff or some nicer stuff. If you do residential, just go knock on like 1,000 doors and make sure you have enough exposure to people. Even on the commercial side, we do go to more restaurants locally and go talk to them, try to get business. So it's a lot of that when you start, and you still do it time to time. But yeah, like he's doing a lot of work that I wouldn't want to do. And it brought me back to that. So like I said, around 8 years, I was comfortable. The only thing I had to be better at, but maybe you have that, is being a people person, being, networking. Customer service is a big part, and just getting things in place. So have a good relationship with your supply house. We also did a lot of warranty work. So we got into another supply house that was really good about giving us warranty work. There's different ways to go about it, but the only thing that I would have struggled with if I had started on my own is that part, like the people person, talking to customers, chatting with them, following up, and all that kind of stuff. That took me longer to learn. But technical wise is only half of it. So you should, if that's something you want to do, it's just going to take a lot of energy, a lot of like I said, knocking on doors, a lot of networking, and a lot of building up. But I feel like at 8 years, it's a pretty good start. And I saw your comment, Top Gun. No, I do not want to get into hood vent cleaning. That is a whole other thing, and we just don't have time. Yeah, Mark says I do resi, so I used door hangers and walked around all the neighborhoods when he started out. That is how everybody starts, even if you do commercial. So at one point I went locally to any restaurant, right? Like Macaroni Grill, Tony Roma's. We had a few others that we went to, Corner Bakery, like all these restaurants that were like in the same area. You go and like talk to people, drop stuff off. And that's the only way to get in. Now it's a little bit different. The other thing is also to look into these third party facility maintenance, whatever they're called, type of things. So like, that is how we're getting more work now. And a lot of customers use a certain provider to dispatch calls. So And it was a thing back then, because even there was a school district that we had to turn down, or like we lost, because that was, like I said, that in between when I was getting my license and we didn't have any more guys working for us that were licensed. So I was like, I'm already going to get it. So we didn't need to get anybody else. And they wanted us, they were still calling us for work, and I was doing it. But they ended up getting a third party to, or I don't know what the school districts use now, but like they were transitioning to something else that had to be dispatch calls that required us to be a vendor, and I didn't have my license ready. So I had to, unfortunately, lose that one. So we've dealt with it before. Like that's always something too, is if you can find out, because there's somebody told me that there's one called Impact. I haven't gotten into that one. Powerhouse is the one that we got into. Verisi or VX is another one. Corrigo. Those are things that you have to keep in mind. That's how some customers find you. Because like Powerhouse, I signed on to Powerhouse for Wingstop. I knew they weren't going to use us because it had been too long, and I kept telling them that. But somebody else found us through there, and now we got more work. So being in those third-party vendor things is always good too, because they can just find you. And if you meet what they're looking for, they're going to call you. Yeah, and we're in the middle of looking for one, because I hated the one my dad had. I absolutely hated. So now he's finally like, okay, like we're doing this transition. You know, him and my mom have talked. Cool. Now we can find one that should be able to help us way more. So we've been doing this 19 years or so on our own, not knowing business, and having a CPA and tax person that wasn't super helpful. So if we can do it, you can do it. You do need a good accountant, a good CPA, someone that can help you with your taxes. That is also very important. 5-minute delay, Tito. I talked to him a few months ago. He's doing well. He's just super busy and doesn't sleep anymore. So he did hire like a guy or two, and they're in Vegas. He's doing his thing. He just doesn't post anymore. I have to concur. Somebody asked about leak detectors. Leak detectors. 5-minute delay is I think he's a residential and commercial tech. He kind of does what I do, but he does all AC work. I don't know if he does refrigeration. I have to concur. I think they're asked about the fill piece. DR82 versus a Stratus. I don't know if it's worth upgrading from what you have. I was in the market, and I kind of, I ended up working with an Infocon, but I was also wondering, is it worth the hype? It has been really good to me. I have not had too many hard to find leaks lately, so I can't tell you like one does better than the other. I just feel like I have no false readings. I have no issue with it going off randomly, because the field piece one, it's only done it a couple times, but it has acted like weird a couple times, and I don't know if to trust it. And sometimes it just doesn't go off at all, and I know I have a leak, but it has found a lot of leaks for me. The Stratus, I've only used it a handful of times, and it's very good about not going off until like it's like honing in on the leak. And there's different modes. I haven't gone through all of them, but like I said, I haven't found any like crazy leaks, or haven't had any crazy calls for that. Like typically the leak is pretty obvious. So I haven't put it to like the ultimate test yet, but I wish I had it like a few months sooner because I had some really bad ones for a while. But yeah, everybody has nothing but good things to say about the Stratus. So I liked it personally. I'm going to keep using it because I do have a preference on it now that I've used it. But I'm not going to say that a DR82 is bad. The Hillmore infrared is also a good one. I think the Hillmore infrared and the field piece infrared, I think those are identical. Like I got the same results from both. And the Hillmore is a little bit cheaper if you're trying to save a buck. But yes, if you have the money, I am a believer of the Inficon Stratus. And I will say, I've never had an issue with them. I've never had an issue with them because I started out with a TechMate, Inficon TechMate. And there's been times because I tried a few leak detectors in between where I just went back to the TechMate, which is super old at this point, because it did better than some of the newer ones. But like lately, like I said, the Hillmore infrared, the DR82, I feel like those work fine. The Stratus has been nicer in my opinion, so I'm going to keep using that one. That's going to be my preference. But it's cheaper than the field piece. That's why I bring it up. Let's see. Like oil like oil and water. Uh I've been so busy, to be honest. I don't know if to continue the Discord. I've debated it. I had a guy that helped me. One guy asked if he could help with it, so he's been kind of I gave somebody more access to it. I have checked on it just to kind of make sure that people were like chatting and nothing crazy was going on. I just don't know because there are so many content creators right now, and I feel like everybody has something. Like, why do we need do we need to keep the HVAC Nights Discord, or should we move to another one? HVAC Dean has one. I don't know. I think Ewok has one. I just don't know if it's worth using. I don't know how to organize it. Like I was just trying to use it as a way to chat with people and have people chat with each other, which I can keep it open. I just don't know what to do with it. Yeah, appreciate it, man. It is a $2,000 camera. People keep asking me about it. Yeah, same thing in commercial. When we used to do warranties for a couple of companies. The last one was Scotsman Ice Machines, and I also did blue. Oh my god, the Hoshizaki ripoff. It's blue something. It's not Blue Wave. Blue Wave's a car wash. There's another company that does like it's like Hoshizaki ice machines, but it's like a different brand. And I think they do reach-ins. I did a reach-in warranty. Don't remember the name. So we've done those when we were slow. And I mean, honestly, it gave us work, right? If you have a good relationship, you do good work, and they can pay you in a reasonable amount of time. I'm not gonna argue that it's a good thing to have. Once you get busy, once you figure out what you can do, once you figure it out, right? Like you get work continuously, you get good bids and good jobs, and some loyal customers after that. Yeah, we started telling them we can't, and they would still contact us. I'm like, I'm sorry, we can't do it. It's warranty takes up a lot of time, and sometimes it's a lot to deal with, and I couldn't commit to it because we got back on track with, a lot of restaurant work and stuff like that. So it's good when you're slow. It's good when you start out. You can always go back to it if you want to, but what I'm focusing right now on for the slow time, for the new guys to make sure we can pay and everything is maintenance. That has been a big one for us. So like maintenance at the mall, maintenance with all our customers, all our restaurants. Even one that gives us the most, the one that's been doing it now for a year or two, gave us like 6 more stores last year, and in this round gave us like three or four more stores to do, and I'm like, okay, cool, like we'll do it. So I'm trying to build that up to have for downtime or the new guys when we need them to stay busy. So that maintenance has been a priority for me now, and I'm really trying to build that up. I had more in the works, but it didn't work out. So we'll keep trying and getting more maintenance and getting more people, more apprentices, and you know, having that kind of work for them is great. Or if I don't want to do anything, maybe I'll just do maintenance. I don't know. Which vacuum pump do I recommend? Yeah. Oh yeah. Blue Air. Sorry, real quick. Blue Air. I was like, I couldn't remember the damn name. So they do ice machines, they do reach-ins, and I've done warranty work for them. The guy took forever to pay, and I was trying to fill in my schedule, and then I was like, you know what? I don't need it. I use Milwaukee because I'm so invested in their stuff, and they just came out with a recovery machine, so I am just full battery now. But my backup vacuum pump and recovery is a field piece. So I have the field piece 8 CFM. I forget the name of it. And I think that one is really good for having the 4 ports on the side. It's easy to change the oil. I've heard different things about the oil change, but it always worked out for me. Now I haven't shown it yet because they don't have inventory yet. CPS Black Max has some nice pumps that are coming out, and they're pretty affordable. So they have, I believe, an 8 CFM2 or something up there that I would love to try out. So it's corded. The only cordless one I have is Milwaukee. And we had just talked about it on nights. If you are looking to buy one, try to get like a 5 to 8 CFM, I would say. So even though I really like the Hillmore 2 CFM, the Navac one before that I had, if you're working on residential, you have long line sets, you want to have like a 5 to 8. I like my Milwaukee one, but if you don't have the batteries or you don't want battery power, then I like the field piece 8 CFM, or whenever I get my hands on it, I'm going to try out the Black Max. They have a 6 CFM for $600, and they have an 8 CFM for $689. For like 75 bucks more, you get an 8 CFM. So I think Black Max, I hope it's good. I would have to try it out. But that is a nice vacuum pump because, let me see if I can pull it up. I'd have to go to TrueTech. And there's a reason why I mention it, not because I'm going to possibly work with them, but I just really like the way it looks. I saw them at AHR actually. They actually have a 12 CFM, which would be nuts. Let's see if this works. So Black Max, which is CPS Products, has this vacuum pump, and I really like it because you don't have that tree, that little ports that are hard to get like your bigger hoses on. You have them lined up on the side. You still only got 3. I wish they would have put a second 3/8, but you have these 3 ports here. Just get a 1/2-inch hose and a 3/8 hose, and it's a nice little vacuum pump. So I haven't tried it out. I want to try it out. I would love for this to be good enough to recommend. I just haven't tried it yet. So they have, they even have a 4, but they have an 8 CFM at like I said, $75 more, $689. And this would be overkill, but you can also get a 12 CFM. Let's see. Started with a Hillmore 5. Yeah, you can get away with a 2 CFM, the Navac 2 CFM. You can get away with it. Like, I'm not saying, I used it for a long time, and I just made sure I was using like the big blue hoses, and then I upgraded to some other 3/8 hoses that I had, and it's great. It works. It takes a little bit longer, but I always tell people, like, I'm cleaning up after myself. I'm getting the scale and the refrigerant ready. I'm doing other things. I'm cleaning up. I'm packing up. I'm doing other things in that time that it should pull down. Now, if you have an issue with your vacuum, change your oil, then uh, do a triple evac, whatever you need to do. But I don't mind that it takes like 30 minutes because I got to go do some other stuff, right? So a 2 CFM would work. It's all about the hoses. It's all about the hoses, right? So like if you have your 3/8, your 1/2 inch hoses, there's 3/4 hoses out there too. Like you'll pull down with anything. But like I said, if you want like a recommendation on how to spend your money, I would say get a 5 to 8 just to be safe, and you'll be good. Like a 5 or 6 is great. Yeah. 12 CFM, totally overkill for residential or commercial. Oh yeah. Yeah, I was using my, oh, I started using the Milwaukee one recently, but like I did a lot of reach-ins and it worked great. The Hillmore. Uh no. I am in contact with them, but I don't think they're giving out any more promo codes, so just use Uncensored is Gills. Um Chris Stevens, I believe, still has his big picture. There's a lot of guys that still have their code, so like use any of theirs. I am gonna work with them, but I don't think they're giving out codes anymore. And I've asked. They just want me to kind of promote some stuff, so I'll work with them, but I won't have a code. Milwaukee, yes, if you want, or if you're in that ecosystem. So the Milwaukee is, I think it went up a little bit. It's like at $800. Like if you compare the pricing, because we do this on HVAC nights all the time. I'll do it right now, but like if you go to HVAC nights Thursday night, me and Jake typically pull up pricing and all this equipment and stuff. But if you go to go to Home Depot and pull up, or let's just Google it, Milwaukee vacuum pump. I think it went up $50 again. It is $899. It used to be like $800, but it is $899 for a 5 CFM. A lot of them, like let's pull up a JB. A JB Flex is like way more. A lot of the vacuum pumps are in that price range. So if you have Milwaukee batteries or you want to go cordless, there's not much of a price difference. So that's where I see that it is worth it. Unless you want to go with there was another brand. The one that Rhodes had. There was like Uniwald is expensive too. There was another one that was like cheaper, a little bit cheaper, but it was a lot of those don't come with batteries. So the Milwaukee one is $8.99. You get the pump, you get the charger, and you get an 8 amp hour battery. A lot of vacuum pumps right now that are going out. I saw somebody mention earlier that Malco is finessing all these young influencers. A lot of those, like Malco, I don't know if Uniworld comes with one or not, but like a lot of those other brands, they don't come with a battery because it tells you that it's like compatible with a few different ones. So in my opinion, you get the battery and you get everything. It's a good deal. Hey, Halls tested it out. He said it worked out pretty good. I think Rhodes did too. Yeah, man, they were like 800, I think earlier this year. Most outrageous is so I give my guys veto bags now. It really bothered us, me and my dad. Our senior tech had a Husky bag and it was just an open bag. So when he needed something, if we were ever working together, my dad was working with him on an oven or something. Oh, Trade Pro. Yes, the Trade Pro pump. The senior tech had an open bag, Husky, I'm pretty sure. Everything thrown in it, and I'm like, dude, I don't know where anything is. Like, I got irritated a few times, and I was like, I'm gonna give you one of my Vito bags. So now he has one of the wheelers, but that was the worst one. All of our new guys that have come in have started on like a starter bag, and then we give them like once they show like they're doing calls and stuff, we give them a Vito bag. So like I provide as much as I can, whether it's a sponsor or not, because I bought when our guys needed vacuum pumps, I bought them all. Navac, I think there were 7 CFM pumps at the time. I bought them all Navac pumps. I bought them some field piece stuff. Like if they really need it and they've been doing good work, like we try to provide them with what we can. Now, being a influencer now, I do get some stuff and I will give, they do get hand-me-downs more often now, but that tool bag, it was a mess. And I was like, I don't know how you work. So we had to fix that ASAP. I don't want to, unless I'm going to be like a creator now that just tests tools. Uh, I had, like I said, I had the Hillmore, I had the Navac, and they work fine. Hercules, I want to say wrote like I think he changed it. I think to Cosmic Cooling, right? Like all his platforms, Cosmic Cooling Rhodes has tested it on YouTube, and Hall's HVAC has tested it on YouTube. So if you want to see anything, go check them out. I don't think I'm going to be testing it myself unless, like I said, I get out of the field and I just start testing tools. I have no desire to go buy a Hercules pump. The Wheeler's amazing. My dad has, I think that one, that's a smaller one. He loves it. I keep telling him, do not over pack it because you're gonna weigh it down. Let me see if I missed anything in the chat. I appreciate everybody for coming out, making it fun, making the chat pop off. Once you go Black Max, you don't go back. Yeah, the maintenance gets like it gets boring, but you do appreciate it when you need to slow down. It's easy work, right? I think it's easier now if you have enough guys, because if I was by myself and I'm like, I got to do a maintenance, but I got this call to get to, I got that call. That's where it drove me nuts. So Texair HVAC services. How long have you had your contractor's license? How old am I? I've had it for like 12 years now. 12, 13 years. I got it in my mid 20s. I'm in my late 30s. I don't know, 13, 14 years. The math is hard when you get this old. I got it in my mid 20s. So I got into the field after 20, like 2021 or 20-ish. I had to figure out what I was going to do, but I was doing hot side for like a year or so. And then I got into trade school, and then I had to do the 4 years required, and then I had to go take the test. So like eventually, like I said, like 25, 26 is when I got the license. And now I'm pushing 39. So I've had it for a good while. We're missing likes. Make sure you hit the like before we get off. Appreciate that, Javier, over on Instagram. I got that comment before, and I'm like, is that what the kids say now? It's going to be very hard for me to go back. I know I missed, there was a section of comments I missed. So I'm going to just see what comes in before we get out. What's up, handyman? The MB, are you using it as a backpack? I've tried to tell them that it feels off. So I've tried it, unless you're just talking about the weight, but I've tried it as a full backpack with both straps and everything, even with the chest support, the strap. I feel like it doesn't sit right. And I've heard that complaint from other people. And I'm like, it kind of hurts my shoulders. So I don't know if you're using it like one shoulder, you're using both, or you're using something else like a shoulder strap, but that's why I don't use it. I like it a lot, but yeah, it never felt comfortable. $32 studying for mine. I got thrown into it. So like I always give my praises to the guys right now that are like early 20s getting into the business side or getting their license. But like I had to do it quickly because it was my dad's business and he needed an HVAC guy. Like that's not what I had planned to do, right? I had to get into it. I had to get into it quickly. I had to get my license. Like, it was a rush. My dad was like, I need you to get it. I need you to do it already. I was like, all right, let's just go for it. Yeah, it does fit weird, right? So yeah, it's a fit thing. I don't know. Like I would have liked maybe if it, because Mark says he loves it. A lot of people do. Maybe if it was adjustable, the width or something, the height. I just feel like it didn't sit where it should sit on some people. So I would have made a little adjustment on that, but it is what it is. I didn't have anything to do with that one, but it's a great bag. The big old Vito Tech MC. I might not carry that anymore. I don't know yet. But the other thing with the truck, because people were telling me like, oh, how are you going to fit, or you're downgrading, whatever. I had already been taking things out of the van that I didn't need for like installs or change outs. So like for that stuff, it's there in my garage, or it's at my storage unit. Sometimes like some stuff, I will be loading those things up when I know we have like a change out. So I'm not carrying everything. So like that install bag, that was with me every day. That might be one of those things that I leave behind and I only take it when we have a big job to do. Yeah, somebody had asked me about so Evo should come out this month. They have extended the spring promo, if you didn't know, to June 15th. So if you're waiting on the Evo, you should be able to buy that and still get a bag with the promotion. I just talked to them. They said it was still on track. It was like an end of the month type of deal. I'm not sure when. And they're going to do what they always do. They're going to release bags later in the year. They got a ton of stuff coming out. Still debating on the spring promotion. I told the guy, I was like, dude, that blackout one that I helped on has been selling out really well. Like, I mean, it's unfortunate, right? But I've seen a lot of guys with it. And a lot of guys had told me that they have it. But they need to keep it in stock. Yeah, so I mean there's different dates for like other countries, but like in the US it is now until June 15th if you want to get that free bag. So if you're waiting on Evo, I mean it's included in that promotion. You can buy an Evo and then I'm trying out the CBLD, which is the bigger bag that's free. It's a little bit big for what I want it for, but I'm going to try it out. That's what I'm trying out right now. I wish it was a backpack though. And the other bag, I forgot. The other bag was the MB2B, I believe. And that's a good one too. I work in Texas. Good old Texas. It's hot all year round. There's plenty of work. Oh, you're from Florida. Same weather. I talked to a lot of people from Florida. You kind of have the same weather as us. It's hot, humid, warm a lot. You might get cooler nights than we do, but that's about it. No, I have had to clean them out, or sometimes they get loose and I can hear it, like it starts popping, or it doesn't want to work. And I'll have to take it out, kind of clear it out, and then put it back on and tighten it. But I've been using the same torch set and tip and handle, like, I don't know, for a long time now. They are, Mark. I'm about to test a bag. I think that is from the infrared lineup. So I think they're going to lean more into it very soon. Well, not very soon, but like they're testing. CBLD is too tacky. The flap in the front bothers me. When I got it in person, I wasn't as impressed. The interior of it is nice. I do wish it was a little more compact. I do wish it was like a backpack. I don't like the outside either that much. Like the extra pouch on the outside. I was able to figure out what to do with it, but still, like, there's like these pockets that I have no use for. So I don't know. For me, it might be a bit too much, but a lot of people like it. Jason on the job, what is up? Been waiting to hear what you think about the NAVAC probes. I have both those and the field piece in my cart. I'm pretty sure people will start chiming in about how fantastic field piece is. So field piece is the cream of the crop. There's not too much bad you can say about field piece. The range, connectivity, down to the app. I like it a lot. I'm really stubborn that I want a screen. So like, that's why I use a JBs. The NAVAC probes are nicer. They feel better. I don't think I can break them. They're super tough. The app is not a great app. I need to test them again this week because I could not get it to work properly. And the only thing for me, unless there's a setting I'm missing, but I've never had to do it for any other one, it measure quick. They keep disconnecting If you lock your phone, if you exit the app, you go back in, you have to go to Probe Manager and reconnect every one of them. So if I have a full set on the system, psychrometers and everything, and I'm using Measure Quick, if I leave for anything, if I disconnect or I close the app, I have to go back in, reconnect every probe, and then get my readings again. JB, field piece, you close the app, you lock your phone, you do something else, you take a phone call, you go back to open the app, they are there still reading and showing you what it's doing. So that's the only thing. The NAVAC clamps are huge. I don't like them. But they verified that it's true. They were not made for the probes. They were made for the manifold, but they made them work with the probes, so they come with the probes. Damn. They reached out if I wanted to test their new Measure Quick. I guess they added features to it. I don't know what they want me to test. So I haven't seen if it's worth having, but it's a lot for, I don't know if they do any kind of invoicing, but it's a lot for like records, sharing with your customer, using like their diagnosing stuff. Like, I mean, that's all nice if you want to pay for it. But yeah, I use the free version. So I just need readings. I'll do the rest on my own. Yeah, it does feel like a gamble. Like I said, it works and it doesn't. It's not perfect. The build quality and the screen are great. They look awesome too. But functionality is still field piece, and then JB. But JB the only bad thing is it's plastic. I have the new one, or I have them now. I did break a pair, but they said it was a bad batch. So the ones I have right now, I have not broken them, but I also haven't dropped them. I would be afraid to drop the JBs. The field piece are tough as nails. I think I just have like a rubber piece on the bottom that somehow got nicked, and that's it. No, I've never tried the map gas. I do have one, but it's from Ambro Controls. I just forget. I always forget that I have it. But yeah, if you get one, I've never tried the Burns-O-Matic. I'm assuming is that like a single one? I was trying to catch up with the chat, but you guys have a lot to talk about. TS 800. Okay, yeah. No, I've never had that one, but I do have like another brand that's the same thing and it works fine. Takes like a few seconds more to heat up, like another 10 to 20 seconds, but it does work if you do a lot of like, and I always have to tell people like, I don't do an inch and an eighth. I don't do 2-inch pipe. I don't do any of that stuff. I do a lot of 1/4 and 3/8 for reach-ins, and I do like 3/8 and 7/8 at the most for like a walk-in box. So for that stuff, it's fine. I would prefer some sort of oxygen set for like the 7/8, but everything else, like, it's fine. You can use map gas. I've used it. I just don't use it that much. I got some new designs. I need to update it. If you guys want stickers, they're on my website, but every now and then I might give some out. So yeah, just be on the lookout. Instagram, I do it more often. It's been a while. It's gonna be more electronic. You're gonna have to be better on technical side. I don't know how much it'll change. Right now is just a weird time with the A2L stuff. manufacturers, private equity. Like there's a lot going on. So I hope that we can ride it out, and it's just I hope we can ride it out, and it's just a phase. But we're always gonna have a phase out. We're always gonna have new stuff to learn and to do, and we'll be all right. I don't think it's gonna change a whole lot. I just think it's gonna be more electronic, a lot more technical. You can't just like get by on part changing, all that kind of stuff. So I think you just have to be better as a technician, and continue to learn. And I think the tools are going to matter too, that you got to have like the tools that you need for the job and all that kind of stuff. Like you have to invest in yourself. One thing I learned from your video a while back was using the SC680 for Delta T on my package unit. Comes in clutch when I forget my UEI. Yeah. I was telling people too, like if you have analog, or if you have the NAVAC that doesn't do superheat, just get your meter. It has you can put a probe, K-type thermocouple, or you can put a clamp on there. It has the connection for it. So don't forget that most meters have that plug in there. I'm a refrigerator tech for Train in Clarksville. Run test for IntelliPack 1, Voyager 2. Let me know if I can help you with Train commercial. We do a lot of Train. I do light commercial. We do have a Train here locally. Personally, I started with Train and Carrier. That's what I'm most comfortable with. And I feel like those are not made the best, but they are made to be fixed, made to work. And yeah, we do a lot of Train work. Not so much anymore. We do more Carrier now. It's just shifted to that. And then there's a lot of cheap customers that have Daikin. There's another brand, and yeah, I see a lot of Daikin now too. We talk about it on nights. Value Tools or Value HVAC is the parent. I want to say it's a parent company to NAVAC. Just like Malco Edge, it has a sister company called JVAC Edge or JVAC Tools. So if you again, because somebody mentioned it earlier, if you see all the Malco Edge tools or a lot of this stuff, and you're like, man, they're coming out with that kind of quick, it's because their sister company JVAC has been doing it for a long time. They already had those tools, so now it's just bleeding over to Malco. And Malco is one of those too, buying up everybody. They have C&D Valve. They have Vito now. Aspen Pumps. And Malco's pretty soon just going to buy everybody out. 1 month into school, going for 12 months, loving the trade. Keep that energy. Keep enjoying it. Don't let anybody take the joy out of your work. I always enjoyed taking the time and looking at a system and trying to figure it out. And if I did an install or change out, making it look the best that I could, right? And you're always going to have somebody that doesn't like what they do, that works with you, that is grumpy, that is, just upset at different things, and don't let them take the joy from you. I absolutely love what I do. I know a lot of guys that do. And whenever you work with somebody like that, just remember, like, once you get on your own, you can do how, like, the kind of work that you want to do, right? When you work with somebody, that's the only downfall, is like, you got to learn from them, and you got to do what they want you to do. And you can only do so much. But I always had the mindset, like, when I get my own install, when I get my own service call, I'm going to do it the way I want to do it. Like, I'm going to take my time. I'm going to make it look the best that I can. I'm going to you know, I'm gonna have fun doing it. So that's a mindset I had. Malco, the private equity firm. Yes, hustling 24/7. Vito is not its own thing anymore. So Malco owns Vito. Malco Group owns Vito. So if you go to Malco's website, they're gonna show you like the list of companies they have. That's why you're gonna see a lot of Vito bags, like the hose hauler. There's a hose hauler Malco edition that has the Malco logo on it, and you're gonna get like Malco hoses with it. So they're gonna have a lot of kits and stuff that goes with Malco and Vito. You're gonna see that a lot now. I'm not big on Malco, so yeah, I don't like the whole Malco rebranding. Says Bloop. Feels like a money grab. I'm not big on Malco yet. I just everything I've seen, I've already seen it before. Their core tools look like field pieces. Their hoses also look like field pieces. They have that crimp on them, which is for better or worse because I've heard things. What was the other thing that they have? The vacuum pump, I don't like it compared to other two CFMs. There's a lot of stuff that they have that looks like someone else. Oh, the tube cutters, the freaking tube cutters are the same ones that CPS Products has, the Black Max. So if you've seen Malco with their new tubing cutters, the spring loaded ones, I've had those for over a decade from Black Max. Same exact thing. Slap their name on it. They probably get them from the same manufacturer, but yeah. But you're probably more used to seeing Malco than you are Black Max. So that's why a lot of people told me they didn't know that Black Max existed or had their stuff. Malco also has tube expanders, like a hydraulic, and I believe they have a bender. They look exactly like Black Max's version. So, and they're color coded and everything. That's what Black Max is doing too. I think Yellow Jacket might do it too. So all of that, but Malco has more, I guess, value to their name. So you know them more than you do Black Max. And yes, they're going to use Vito as another way for you to see them, right? That's more branding, that's more marketing. So that you're going to see a lot of Malco with Vito. From what I understand, the Vito side doesn't change. I don't think that's 100% true, but that's what they're saying. That's what they're saying. I don't think the quality will change. I just think there's going to be like some hiccups here and there. There might be something else, but maybe not on the consumer side. So we'll see how it goes. So far, they've been fine. It's been separate. They haven't done too much. But yes, I hope nothing changes with Vito. Hopefully they still put out more products out on the Vito side. Because that was my concern, is like if they hold up anything. But yeah. Velocity is I forgot where exactly they're from. They're from another country. So Vito is a US like known bag. Velocity started somewhere else where they didn't really have anything like that. So similar but different. The very first Velocity bags that came out looked to me like horrible, and they refined it, and it's very comparable to Vito now. They just don't have as much, right? But they just started. Yeah, so Sourman, I think, also partners with Velocity. If I remember correctly, they were at the same booth. And I did know somebody there that was talking about them. I just don't know. I haven't seen anybody with them. Oh, that's what it was. I forgot about that. Home Depot bought a supply house. And Home Depot is working with DIVERSITECH too. You can find capacitors and motors and everything now. And I want to say Lowe's is doing something too. Yeah, Yellow Jacket, manual tube expander, and Bender are good. They've always been good. Velocity becomes like the good value brand. I think they're the same price. That's the thing. Uh, where is it? Thoughts on the Malco tube straightener? I want to say there's other brands that have it too. Did Malco always have it? I think it's cool if you. I think it's cool if you do a lot of residential work, or you're running line sets like that. I did see on Facebook somebody complaining because somebody ran. So there is a thing as like too much, doing too much. So on a it was like a closet unit, indoor air handler, and they ran the 3/8 line coming down. They offset it to do the filter dryer, which it didn't need it. There was nothing in the way. And then they come back, and the thing is, they do straight down a 45, straight across, another 45, and then straight up, or maybe even more than that. But it's like, why did you need to do so many bends, and then to go straight into the unit? So I do think there is a, and it's an Instagram thing. You see certain people that do that stuff, and every now and then I think it is nice, or like a simple version. You just have to offset it a little bit for some reason, like maybe the suction line or whatever reason you have. But there's some that just do it just to do it. And I'm like, well, so for me, I just straighten it as much as I can. And I've had good luck because it's usually 3/8 that people use the straightener for. I just use my hands, just try to lay it out, put it on the floor, try and get it as flat as possible, and then make my bends wherever I need to. So I'm not gonna lie, I've wanted it. I just don't know if I would use it. It's nice to have if you do get one. Okay, I wasn't the only one that saw that. Uh, yeah, like they did some 45s just to do a damn 90. Well, it was it. I've seen TD HVAC and he does like nice work. I just don't know if he goes that far with it. TD HVAC, Garrett, which is G Tory HVAC. Obviously Jeff Jadam, but I don't know if he does as much anymore. And those guys do good work. Now I don't know if TD did the crazy one or not, but sometimes you can do too much. Love your content, your video shorts that help me grow as a tech. Thank you. Keep up the content. Appreciate you. I'm about to log off too. I need to get off, bro. Uh, the chat has been crazy. I appreciate it again. So we've been going 2 hours, so I'll probably close it out. Anyway, but I appreciate the feedback because that helps me understand or know that I'm doing, good, or that it's helping. Because every now and then, every now and then, I'm like, should I post this or should I post that? Whatever it is, but I have fun doing it, so it's usually whatever I want to post anyway. Um, yeah, clean work, not hating at all. Yeah, I get it. It is nice to look at. It is, but is it? That's where I do envy. Like later, Mike, I do envy guys that just do install or they have a data install. Like I can't do that. I don't do that. So my stuff, I'm not saying I rush my stuff, but I don't do a lot of that stuff. Like somebody mentioned, just swoop it in, right? Like do some bends if you have to, but if it's right there, it's right there. Yes, sir, Jason. I'll catch your lives this week. It's worth it. I bought it. I bought my first one because I do work with them now. But I bought my first one, $500. A buddy of mine is friends with the counter guys, and he got his like for half off, for like $300. So it's good to know people too. I was like, I didn't even get a discount like that. I appreciate that, man. I mean, I'm not going anywhere. I'm still running calls. I'm still making content. It's been a little rough recently because I had to unload the van. I got to get the new truck wrapped, taking on new customers and trying to get ready for summer, right? So it is what it is. Remember to hit the like button. I'm gonna just go through the chat real quick. Oh yeah, Combat. I've talked to him a few times. Great work too. TD goated. Don't you dare, says Jason. Swoop him in. Let's see. Out of two of us go to school for HVAC. My brother is dealing with driver license issues. Can that be a big problem for him? It depends on the company. Personally, smaller businesses, I don't think they're as strict. I mean, we do have to have insurance and all that kind of stuff, but personally, I just need you to have a driver's license. Like, I mean, some bigger companies are going to be strict. There's going to be issues with some companies, but it shouldn't be an issue. But your question is, think about getting his own vehicle and insurance when he starts, or how should he go about it? Also, when you start, you're probably driving to work and then riding with somebody. So I mean, there might be a period where he can kind of figure that out. He shouldn't be getting a van right away, regardless. So have them or you talk to the company when you go in, see what they require, see what they need. We took two kids that don't even drive yet, so we're just reminding them, we need you to get your license so you can run your own calls and you can make money. No, I freaking got my drain cat and I don't use it. I was like, screw it. I'm just going to start using the Ambro ones. So I switched to the Ambro nitrogen bottles. I had the drain cat because I was going to use it for drains. I was going to use it for purging. Like I had plans for that drain cat and it took me a long time to get it. And it's been sitting there and I haven't used it. So I personally will use Ambro Controls nitrogen tanks for pressure testing. I don't typically work on big systems, and I don't typically, unless I have an issue with this, like a micro leak, I don't go 300, 400 psi or 500 like some people do. I do like a 200 psi test, and if I can find it, that's all I need. So it's been great. And purging, I mean, it does great for purging. You can also use it for drain lines. I don't typically do that anymore. I just buy the little CO2 cartridges for my gallo gun. So that's my setup now. So I'm not even using the damn drain cat. Steven, I appreciate you, man. Best HVAC tech on YouTube. I'm trying to do more. Trying to post more. Or post better stuff. So more about business, a whole lot of service videos coming, whole lot of tool videos coming. Still getting it out there. I always have to meet them in person. So I've had a lot of phone calls, text messages, DMs, and that's fine to get the conversation going. I still need to see you in person to have like a meeting an interview, and I need to know what your goals are, what you know, what you expect from our company, what we expect from you, how I see the plan, the layout, right? Like, you start here, we can agree on a price, on a wage based on what you know. Um, what I would want you to start doing, what I would want you to learn to do. That all has to be done, I think, in person. I've considered doing like Zoom meeting interviews, but I prefer person. And you can, like, for me as the person interviewing, you can pick up more on a person, like when you're meeting them in person. Because I don't know, sometimes it's vibes, sometimes it's like how they are, personality, manners, all that stuff goes into it too, and how they show up. So to me, that is like, you can hound them, right? If you're looking for a job, you can call, message, check in with them, make sure that they know that you're interested if there's an opening. Uh, but even going in person just to talk to them or meet them or introduce yourself at their business, even if they're not looking or you saw an ad or whatever it is, if you go in person just to introduce yourself, I mean, they'll remember you, right? Versus like a DM. So, I mean, in person for both sides, whether you're looking for a job or if I'm trying to hire somebody, I think in person is always better. But you can use, like I said, like Instagram. If you have a company that they have an Instagram or they have a website, an email, like you can use that just to get a hold of them and go from there. We are. I'm w- I'm waiting a little bit for summer, but I do have some people that I need to call back because we are going to be looking for more like maintenance techs. The plan is to grow this summer and end of year. Go to bed, Freon. I'm trying to end it. I keep getting questions. I do like the analog from Field Piece. They're gonna stay on my van because I do a lot of small refrigeration where I can use it to pull a vacuum, and sometimes that's my only option because I have a 4-port. But they're heavy, so just keep that in mind if you do buy them or go look at them. They are kind of heavy, but if you like analogs, I think they're great. It's not a thing. I actually just saw my first swamp cooler at this really rundown restaurant, and I had never in my 19 years have seen that before. So we don't see it here. I know California, I think, has it, right? Or is it Phoenix? I don't remember. Some places have it. We don't. Oh, well, the little Ambro tanks can push high pressure. I'm just saying, like, to fill up a system, like a bigger system, I don't want to be putting it up to 400 or 500 personally. Like, I can usually find a leak 200 to 300. But if you are blowing out a drain, just rip the Ambro controls tank. You just rip it, it'll blow it out. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, it's Cali. Uh, I got the 3 ports mainly using True Blue. It's just difficult for me on small systems where it's like a 1/4 inch, or it's even smaller than 1/4 inch because it goes inside the 1/4 inch. The surge ports, I don't want to break those off. Actually broke one like a month ago or two with a probe. Putting a probe on it, it like cracked it. So those are the little things that I think about when I work on small equipment. I can't always put big blue hoses on them or any of the bigger ones because it can't support the weight. I appreciate that, man. I'm trying to build out. We got some great kids right now. I'm trying to build it out. The plan is to just do as much as we can. And like I said, I want to train them more so than doing my own calls. I want to do more training and providing them with what they need. And, you know, I want them to succeed too. I don't mind if guys come in, get experience and leave. If they had a good experience here, if they learned something, that's cool. I'm not looking to be like 40 techs, you know, big, unless it just happens that way. I don't know. But 10, that's a good number. Any advice for someone who plans to switch from resi AC to commercial refrigeration? You're a goat. Love the channel. um, I always tell people the same thing, and there's a book. Um, I always love bringing this book up when I can. Commercial refrigeration for air conditioning technicians. So if you guys have an idea, right, of already working in the residential space, there's a book for that. The only thing I tell people, because I get a lot of questions, I've had people ask me for tech support, is pressures are very different and safeties are very different, and like controls. So it's the same cycle, but a 134A system could run from 0 to 10 psi. And people are like, oh, it's low. It's not. That's what it's doing. I mean, that's what it's supposed to be doing. You might have to do more non-invasive checks, right? Checking the temperature of the lines, doing some other stuff. You might have to tap in because those are typically sealed systems. And that I'm just talking about like on the smaller side. Once you get into like walk-in boxes and bigger stuff, it's just safeties. So like a common one is like AC guys don't know what solenoid valves are. Pump down, like a walk-in, when it satisfies, it does a pump down, right? So all that stuff you have to take into consideration when you're checking things. Like I had a guy, and I wish I had recorded. I didn't have my Ray-Bans. I could have just recorded myself walking him through it, but it was an overtime call because I went to the job site with him and I was trying to tell him, you're in a pump down because you satisfied, right? So let's check, or not, it wasn't pump down. I was like, let's check your gate, let's check your pressures because the evaporator was running. He said the thermostat's fine, it's calling, it's closed, but my compressor and my condenser's not coming on. So I was like, hook up, right? And he had pressure on the low side, and I'm like, do you have enough pressure to what do you call it, engage or make that safety turn on? Because you have a low pressure safety, you have a high pressure safety, right? On refrigeration, you use a lot of those to turn on and off the system. It's not just a safety, it's actually how it operates. So those are things you have to understand. So I was telling them, you have 60 psi, that safety should have kicked on your compressor. So those are things that I was walking him through. And then and I was telling him, check your voltage, see if your contactor has the right voltage, all that kind of stuff. So like there's a lot of safeties that are different that refrigeration equipment relies on to work properly. Your defrost relies on a pump down, relies on heaters sometimes, or it could be air defrost. Like there's little things that are different, but as long as you understand like the major components, the four major components, you can figure it out. Just start looking at the safeties, defrost times, controls, you know, here and there, and those are the differences. Where in Texas is your company located? Tech, I may know, need to move about an hour from San Antonio. I am I'm 4 hours south of San Antonio. Would your company sponsor someone from Canada? We have a 4-year refrigeration schooling program to be certified. It's a little far. Um, I've worked on mini racks, so nothing crazy, like not actual like supermarket, not actual, you know, heavy commercial. I've seen like miniature versions of walk-in boxes and make line coolers that had a rack system. And these are small, right? But they had everything on the roof and they were in a rack system with two fans on top. So it was like a mini rack system. There was another place where I saw that too. If you guys watch Chris Stevens HVACR videos, kind of like the stuff that he sees, where it's like all the compressors along the bottom and then the fans and the coils on top. Those are the only types of racks I've seen. I've never worked on supermarket, nor do I want to. I've been offered. Um, Now they have like Walmart and them have their own in-house techs. I don't need that. It's too much. All right, guys. I appreciate everybody for tuning in. We had a great crowd. Everything worked. So we'll try it again Thursday night on HVAC nights. Again, thank you for coming in. Drop a like if you can, and we'll see you guys on the next one. I don't know if I have an outro. Yes, I do. See you guys. Do I?